Rusty's Crypto Cave here, and today, actually most of this morning, I spent a lot of time just messing around, switching some rigs around in different coins. I've been mining Alephium and pretty much everything for the most part, except for my 20 series rigs, which is 2080 Ti's are in here, 2070s are in the house. They were mining Pyron, but everything else out here was pretty much on Alephium. As everybody knows, Alephium asics are on the way, and somebody was crushing hero miners yesterday into this morning. Now the hash rate has been dropping. It was over like I think 700 terahash or something like that. It's down to 5 something, but it's only a matter of time before all those gold shell AL boxes hit the network. So in preparation, I was off today, so I moved some rigs around, which we'll see when we go inside. I'll hop on the farm and be able to see what everything's doing. I was also messing around the other day because this S19J Pro 104 is on Brains, using the Brains control board. It does take 6-8 hours or so for the tuning process to complete. So I did start messing around with that on Monday. I have that running at 2200 watts or so. I think it's running around about 80 to 85 terahash, I believe. I'll have to double check. But it is running more efficiently. The Bitcoin miners are all still on. They are still barely profitable. I'm making maybe $2-3 a day between all of them, something like that. Which is a whole lot worse than it was prior to having, but it is what it is. We knew it was coming. So this one is S19K Pro. That one's at 128 on the Epic control board, and that is the S19J Pro plus 120, also on an Epic control board, running at about 90 terahash, I believe it is. So, but as you can see over here, I had the bottom fans on now. Top fans are on at a lower speed, but the bottom fans are on a higher speed, around 5, I believe it is, and top ones are at 2. Moving the ASIC and isolating its exhaust has helped tremendously. So now pretty much the only heat coming up at the top is from the KS2 right there. That's pretty much the only heat. I have that directed right towards that upper fan, which I can probably even turn that one off and just leave that one on, but it is currently 84 degrees in here. It is 64 outside. That one's at 84, so that's the same as well. So those two are usually always different. Now they're the same. The probe up there. If you look at the exhaust side, you can zoom in. 89.4. Roof peak is 91.6. Middle shelf, which I believe is that guy. That one is top shelf. It's 86. Intake side, 69 degrees right there. That one's at 72. So, but overall, shed's been running great. I think moving that down there was a huge help as far as getting the heat. So there's still some heat building up high, but nowhere near as much there was before. But you can see pollen is building up. It's that time of the year. So I'll have to blow the cards out and the power supplies and all that fun stuff. That way one day when I just kind of shut everything down, so you can see the power is fluctuating a lot. It's over, so I may have to switch one of the rigs around onto something more power efficient. But we'll cover that once we get inside and hop on a computer and see what I'm mining. But I figured just give an overall update of the shed. I was thinking about doing a live stream today, but I figured I'd just do this quick video. And I'm not going to have time to mess around with the S19s too much. So I might play around with them a little bit, just because I spent a lot of time this morning getting these rigs all switched around to different coins. It's kind of disappointed I never got to my Alephium goal of 5,000 Alephium. I think I'm somewhere just barely over 4,300, which is still a nice bag of Alephium, but don't get me wrong. But I kind of wanted to hit that 5,000. So, but we'll go in, hop on a computer, and we'll see what I'm doing now. We are back in the house, and here is the S19J Pro 104. Currently, tuner is running. It has been running for 7 hours and 11 minutes now, it looks like. Like I said, Brains does take a while to run the tuning setups and stuff. Currently looking around 81.5 terahash-ish. It's set at 2200 watts. Chip temperature is at 64 degrees. So it'll just keep on running. I'm going to let this settle out, and then maybe I'll drop it to 2000 and see how that works out to be as far as efficiency and stuff goes. But I just need to get this as efficient as possible to make it as viable as possible to keep running. Because if it doesn't, it can't basically break even or be slightly profitable, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to keep her running. Like I said, I will keep it on for a bit, even if it is slightly unprofitable, but not too much. So don't worry about the little footsteps dogs are walking around on the hardwood. So anyway, back to as far as GPUs goes, we'll hop into Hive first. Go to the 2 rigs that I am currently running. That was maybe a little bit of a hint, but not exactly. But both 1660 Ti's, those are still mining the altcoin. They're solo mining on Wooly Pulley. And then the 3070 Ti's in the basement, they're mining Pyron to unmineable. Because I have 205,000 roughly Neoxa towards another node. I was like, well, screw it. I might as well just try to get another one. And instead of like constantly going to trade over and selling and swapping into Neoxa, I'm just going to do the lazy way. Yes, it might not be as profitable, but as you can see, I already have 280 Neoxa in here. Started this a few hours ago. That is roughly 11:30 a.m. my time. And it's currently 1:02 p.m. So an hour and a half, somewhere around there. And I do have multiple rigs on here. As you can see, 3080s are on there, the 3070 Ti's. I'm using Chump Change's referral code to get him some coinage there on unmineable. And have one of the 3070 rigs are also on there. And you can see the hash rate. Haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to do it every 10,000 or so, and then I'll click payout now type of deal. Definitely don't want to do daily payouts. I don't want that many taxable events. I'll see about how much I average per day and things like that, and then we'll go from there. So we'll figure that out. So let's go back into MMPOS. Here is all the rigs in MMPOS. As you saw, the 3080s, they're on Pyron to unmineable. Switching to Neoxa. 2080 Ti's and 2070s are on Pyron directly. Those are going to trade over, because with what I'm doing with that, I'm swapping it to pretty much selling it as quick as I can. There are some deposits that were made in there that Pyron dumped right after the deposits got in there, so I didn't sell it yet. I do have open orders, so if it does come back up, that they'll hopefully get filled. And then the 13070 rig, that is still on the Ironfish. It's no longer dual mining Alethium, so that drops on the power usage on that rig. Then 3060 Ti's, those I have on Dynex, to Deep Miners Pool. They've been working pretty well so far. The 3070 Founders rig, I added that to Meowcoin, the solo mine there. I actually kind of thought about swapping everything to Meowcoin and just solo mining for a few days just to get up to 1 million. But I'd have to move a whole bunch of rigs around as far as place some outlet musical chairs, basically, and PDU musical chair type thing. Just because, as you saw in the shed, the red breaker is at 6200, which is not good. I need to move a rig off of that. So I'm going to figure out which ones are on what breakers, which luckily, if I go back to Hive, I did have them tagged. I'll just hit all. So the 2080s are on the red breaker. The 3070 Founders are on the red breaker. The other 3070 rig is on the red breaker as well. The 3070 XC rig, that is on the blue breaker, so I don't have to worry about that one. And then the two 3060 Ti rigs are also on the red breaker. So when Hive had their issues, at first this information didn't come back, but once they get everything figured out, then it did come back. So that's kind of good. But back to here, And then this last 3070 rig here is unmineable, going to Neox as well. So you got a 3070 Ti rig, and the 3080s are on unmineable. They get into mining Pyron, swapping it into Neoxa. 20 series rigs, both the 2070s and the 2080s, are on Pyron directly. 3070 rig again is on Ironfish, and then the 3060 Ti's are on Dynex. Just because the lithium hash rate was hammered. Sorry to flashbang you here, but let's look at lithium. It's currently at 519 terahash. Large chunk is on Hero Miners. Humpool looks like it took the lead. Hero Miners was up there. That has actually dropped substantially because that was 200 terahash higher last night. That was like in a 360 some terahash range. So somebody's testing something out there and is hammering away. My theories is either Bitmain testing things out, or I popped into Twitter Spaces call with the Lithium and NiceHash, and the Lithium dev said that the spoke to Gold Shell, and it was not Gold Shell, because my other theory was like maybe Gold Shell has like a Gold Shell Lite, Gold Shell Max, like a little bit mid-level miner, a step up from the AL box. I was wondering if maybe they're putting some on there and hammering away with those, because a lot of the workers, like on Panda's live stream last night, showed they were right around 1 terahash or so each. So I thought maybe it could have been some of them. Who knows? But that might not have been the case. Could have been Bitmain. Could have been somebody else working on one. Who knows? But the ASICs are definitely coming. They are right around the corner. And it's only a matter of time before all these AL boxes, which I believe have started to ship on Monday, I guess, the 22nd. They start getting to people's hands, and then they're just going to destroy this hash rate. So didn't quite get the goal I wanted to get to, but it is what it is. So I'm kind of curious what's going to happen over here as far as price action goes with the lithium now. With these ASICs hitting, there's going to be a lot of people dumping, unloading their coins just to cover electric, recoup their cost of the miners. So we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't get pounded too hard, because I do have a pretty substantial bag. Don't want to get whacked too bad, but we'll see. I don't know. Time will tell with that, but hopefully we don't have another Cadena situation like we did with the lithium. That would suck if we do. But anywho, so that's where we're at right now. I am going to keep on tuning the S19s to see if I can get some more efficiency out of them. Like I said, this is the S19K Pro. That's currently set at 128, pulling about 2,800 watts, efficiency of 22.4. I think I could tweak that a little bit more. Actually, I know I could tweak that a lot more and still probably get around 100 terahash or so and drop the wattage a good bit. But I'm going to try to keep that one, the hash rate on this one, as high as possible for as long as possible, because this is my most efficient miner. So I'm going to keep that one cranking away as much as I can. The J Pro Plus 120. This one I'm going to have to down tune just to get this more efficient, and see what I can do with this one to get this one running better. They are all currently still on NiceHash as well. And then this is the Brains one. It's going to do this stupid thing where it like hangs up for a little bit. There it goes. I don't know if it's something with Brave browser or Chrome or whatever the deal is, but it does that on my laptop too. Don't know why, but tuner is still running, still around 80 terahash. So this will probably be going for a little bit yet. I'm going to say at least probably another 40 minutes, because I believe it is probably right around the 8-hour mark that it takes to do the full tuning thing. So it does take a while. Whereas like the Epic control boards, these will take 2 hours, maybe hour or two, if that. So they do tune much quicker. So we'll see. But as of for now, this is going to be the setup for the rigs, and I'll leave it at this for a while. I am going to figure out which rig I'm going to move over to, probably the Green Breaker, because that one I think was around 4,800 watts. So if I add another 600-700 watts or so there, that'll put up the mid fives, which should be all right. If anything, the power on that one will be just going lower and lower. because the S19104 is on there, and I'm going to next test. I'm going to go. I don't think I'll be running the S19 at 2200 watts or higher. I think it's 2200 watts is going to be the max, maybe even 2000, and I'm just going to keep going down like 200 watt increments and just see what the efficiency and stuff is and how it runs. And so that will be probably the breaker that I move a rig to is going to be that one. Just got to figure out which one. 3060 Ti rigs here, we're pulling, what, about 686 here, so it's probably 750 at the wall-ish, in that ballpark. Those are both mining the same, so they'll be about that. This is on Pyron, so that's 7 and some change. So that could be a candidate as well. The Founders, that's on Meowcoin, that's over 1,000 watts. That will be staying put in the red breaker. So more than likely, it is going to be one of the 3060 Ti rigs or the other 3070 rig. So I'll just figure it out. Might be just a 3070 rig, since there's already a 3070 rig on another breaker, on the blue breaker. This guy's on the blue breaker. This one is on the red. So I might just move that one over to the green just to spread out the power usage, just so it's not overloading the red breaker. I'm just going to try to stay within the 80% rule, just because as the temperatures warm up, power draw is going to increase, and it's only going to use more power and just get worse. So, but overall, though, the shed is running fantastic. The isolation of the S19J Pro Plus in that little box worked out awesome, and shed temps have dropped. Because actually, before I did that, when it's in the 60s, low 70s, I'd have to have fans cranking, and at least the top two cranking anyway, just to exhaust the heat. So that was definitely a great improvement, and that ASIC is running well. No water leaks. I still do have to paint the vent on the outside because it does look like kind of like crap because it's bright silver and everything else is black, but that's more form over function. I just want to make sure the function's good first. So that's that. So until the next video, we'll catch us later, which will probably be on Sunday-ish. Maybe I'll kind of want to do another live stream, just get some more I need to get some watch time. Some got 500 or 600 hours or so of watch time to go yet, so live streams do seem to help with that. So I do want to get that going. But also, actually too, if you're new to Unmineable, I'm going to leave a link in the description with my referral code. I emailed them about getting a custom one. I'm trying to get RCC, but I don't know if it's going to be able to get yet. So for the time being, this is going to be my referral code until I get it. So I'll put that in the link in the description if you're not on there already, and if you want to check it out, see what it's like. So far, it seems like it's working okay. Just going to let it run for a while, do some math, and see if it's worthwhile. So, because I may actually utilize this too to stack some Cardano, and I don't have much Cardano. That's what I've been buying in Trade Ogre, which is kind of a royal pain in the ass because you have to go USD from Pyron to USDT, USDT to Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin to Cardano. So that's a royal pain in the ass. So it may even be worthwhile. Just maybe I'll move the 2070 rig from Pyron Hash to Unmineable to get paid out in Cardano. So that's another thing I might mess around with. So we'll see. Figured it out. That might be in the weekend's update. So, anywho, we'll catch you later. Have a good one.